Good evening, TF2 enjoyers. I hope you're doing all right. So, as you can see right here, it's the 27th of November. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if by next week we'll have the TF2 Smissmas update come out. Yes, usually in early December of every year, we tend to see the Smissmas update come out. So, I thought to myself, based on what I've already done twice this year, as you can see here for the summer, and of course Halloween, I want to make a video promoting the idea of getting a good look at all the potential new content that might be coming out for the upcoming update on the workshop. So you might look at all the new content in the idea of, oh, sweet, so I can see all of this, I'm going to go vote for it now because I happen to like this or that. That's cool, that's awesome. But we're also kind of looking at this in the financial perspective. By being a bit prepared of what potentially could be coming out, you might be able to figure out what price you might want to offer for that new content when it comes out on the Steam market, aka buy orders. You know what I'm like with my buy orders and whatnot. So, in short, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at all the newest content like we did in the previous videos, and I'll make sure that I'll add all the things that we see today. I'll link it all in the description, alright? So you can go see it for yourself, but during this video you should be able to figure out how to go look yourself and look for all the new content yourself. Is that understandable? Does that sound good? Should we go jump straight in and get started? Right, so this is the main Steam Marketplace page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over Community, click Workshop. Here we are. I'm now going to go over to Team Fortress 2. And there you go. All you're going to do is click that. And here we are. Now, this is the front page. Now, let's just quickly inform you of something. If you want to get a good look at the previous content that was accepted, you go down here to the accepted items. Very nice, very cool. Now, I'll just quickly point out some trends that we saw for the likes of the summer and Halloween. So we go back to the likes of the summer, which was earlier this year. You might remember that quite a lot of the content that was accepted was actually from like a couple years back. In one instance, with the likes of the Firefly's Unusual Effects, that originally came out like 9 years ago. So don't rule out the possibility with Smissmas that we might potentially see some content being accepted, even though it was actually made maybe a good 5 or so years ago. Don't be surprised by that. But with the likes of the recent Halloween content that we had accepted, quite a lot of it was relatively new. So, that does promote the idea of getting a good idea of what potentially might be coming out once we go ahead and look ourselves right now. So, going back to the main page, here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to hover over Browse and we're going to click Items. And there we are. So this is where all the new content is produced. But remember, by default, it will always have it at Most Popular, all right? If you have it at Most Popular, that's where you're going to accidentally see a lot of the older items, a lot of the older content that was produced. You want to keep an eye on Most Recent, at least for this video. So yeah, here's... So yeah, we immediately see some goofy things and whatnot. But let me just get this across to you. Usually, we tend to see the newest Smissmas content come out. I mean, we tend to see the Smissmas update come out early December. So with all the newest content that we're seeing here, it might just about reach or enter within like the time limit. Like we don't necessarily know if there's a time limit, but you should think that probably around now or some point this week, because it's Monday at the moment, Valve is going to step in and they're going to pick out all the things they like and have the next case readily prepared, if that makes sense to you. So get a good look now whilst you can. And yes, even some of the newer stuff still potentially could be picked. There are no guarantees, but I'm sure you understand everything. So like I said, we already have some things readily prepared to go take a look at. So if you wanted to only look for Smissmas headwear, what do? Well, you look over to the right here. You will click the Smissmas tag, which you can see right here. Click that. It'll take a second for it to probably update. There you go. And then what we also want to do is we want to go to headgear. And here you go. There you are. Perfect. Now, that will quite literally only be hats. I don't think you'll be able to see any like body cosmetics and whatnot. So why don't we just remove that for now? But yeah, you can see how some body cosmetics are appearing. And by default, everything is here. Everything is here. But just to be a little bit more concise, we did headgear there for a second. Do I have to remove that? That was weird. Sorry. Okay, anyway. Moving on. Like I said, let's go take a look at some of these cosmetics. So, first of all, we should point out that not every single thing that will be accepted in the next case will definitely 100% be Christmas themed or winter themed. You know the idea, you understand. You might still see some like goofy random skins being accepted. So we're going to look at like those first. Then we'll look at the more Christmassy themed things. But yeah. get a good look at this. A very nice looking jacket for the likes of soldier, looking ever so nice, stylish, and it does come with different colours. Just the undershirt though. It's not super visible, but I'm sure you can understand. So yep, that was made by Sky, Greg and Barno. Very nice piece of work there, gentlemen. Or lady, I'm not sure, sorry. Then we got Soldier's Saga. Raiding with Style, Raiders Raiments. Let's go take a look at both of these real quickly. And I should say thank you very much to Trakmer for also providing some links to me as well, because that was very helpful of you, sir. Thank you, much appreciated. You're a wonderful mod. So yes, that's looking really cool. And then you look over to here, the jacket looks very nice, and the pair of it together, ever so great. So yeah, that's looking really cool. Right, so that's a very good piece of work, you three. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the likes of the Frosted Frill. So like I said, not everything's going to be Christmas themed, but at the very least you can look at this and think, oh yeah, so that's like icicle, that's winter themed. Yeah, you're going to see things like this. It's not too insane, but yeah, that's going to probably be perfectly fine as like a blue blue headwear, do you reckon? Yeah, it's probably headwear, isn't it? What do you reckon? Whatever, you get the idea. So cool stuff there, guys, and if you like it, don't forget, please consider voting yes. Show your support for the creators. Moving on with the likes of the Gorilla Grenadier. Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, wow. So if we just go over to here. So yes, some things have like a collection, which we just saw there. But if you want to actually go see the individual cosmetics and whatnot, you're going to need to go to the specific pages. That's why to scroll down. And that does look really cool. Yeah, the hat looks awesome. The shirt yeah, that looks nice. Right, so yeah, get a good look at that. And then of course we go over to the shirt as well. And okay, right, so the interior, the zipper, that looks nice, cool. So yep, made by a group right there, get a good look at that. Let's just close that. Moving on, we have the Boom Bandit right here. Beef and DJ, that's pretty silly. All right, so I accidentally thought this was a pyro thing when I first looked at it. But up close, that looks really nice for a demo, man. Yep. Get a good look at that. Very, very nice. Then we have the Firefighting Field Doctor. Get a good look at these. Is this made by one individual? No, it's made by a group. I guess, yeah. When you only look at the collections, it'll only show one person. But when you actually look at the individual things, you can see the whole group. So, got to make sure everybody gets a clap, you know. Right. Get a good look at this. Very nice. Very cool. Moving on, what do we have here? The actual body to it. Yeah. So you might only like a certain piece, and you might want to use it with something else. At the very least, they do provide like different options, so that's nice. And you've got to remember, whilst you might see a collection being provided, it doesn't necessarily mean all the pieces will be accepted. We've seen instances in the past where maybe only the headwear was accepted, or maybe just the body. But typically, over the past certain amount of events, we have seen like most actual collections being accepted as a whole. So it's up to you. And like I said, if you happen to like any of the things that you see, do consider looking in the description right now. Look at all the things that I'm showing to you, and you know, consider voting for it yourself. It's up to you. Right, so this is a lot of styles. What's going on here, Cavalho? Right, get a good look at this. So Dog of War, style 1. Immediately, that does look very nice, very cool. I like the little beard. And you've got the various different styles. Now, is that what we see here with... Yeah, okay, style 2, magnificent. So if you look at here... Okay, so it doesn't actually show any... Oh, okay, all right. There is a little bit of a difference. I see, right. So, can you not have all the styles per one cosmetic? Or do you have to do it all individually like you did here? I don't fully know. I'm curious. I don't know if they're going to be able to comment. They might. Look below. Take a look. But yeah, I just want to make sure I can give this a proper look. So some of it comes with a beard, some of it doesn't. Some of it looks like a scruffy beard, I guess. Yes, that is the case. Right, cool. So at least we understood. So one of it's where you can only colour the glasses. One of it is where you can only colour the beard. And one of it's where you don't even have a beard, just the hair. Cool. All right. At least I understand. My apologies if I didn't fully understand it, but everybody else can go take a look in the description right now. So you can you get the idea. Right. Mischief Mantle. Get a good look at this. So this is more Christmassy themed. So with what we just saw previously, it wasn't exactly super Christmas themed. And let me tell you, based on what we've seen over the past few years, you should mainly expect most of the content to be very heavily Christmas themed. Don't be surprised by that at all. Now, in terms of the value of the cosmetics and whatnot, when it's Christmas time, oh yeah, people like it, they'll enjoy it, yeah, they'll appreciate it. But what's going to happen when it's not Christmas? What's going to happen when it's the summer? You're going to look a little bit awkward, and that does affect with the likes of unusuals and whatnot, but we'll save that for a little bit later. But yeah, for now, do you appreciate what you see? Do you like the happy little Santa Pyro dancing away? So, very nice piece of clothing here, guys. Very cool. And as you can see, you can colour in the hat and the little scarf. Very nice, very cool. Now, over to here, we have a thing for just the sniper, is it? Yes, it is. I guess the soldier one is its own thing. So, I didn't catch that, unfortunately. But yep. Oh, not that. Sorry, I meant to click this. Yeah, so that does look really cool. And it comes in two styles. One with, like, the head wrap, one without. That's where I got a little bit confused with the medic thing a little bit earlier. But don't worry. Like, yeah. All right. Nice pose. Looking cool. Very nice. And, of course, you can colour the mask in various different ways. Very nice. All right. Cool. Do you like it? Consider going in and voting for it. And then we go over to here. We'll take a look at this. The jacket itself. And like I said, at least they're self-aware that maybe you might not like the headwear they provide, but it does look very cool with all of these other provided pieces of headwear. Cosmetics, you know. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. Moving on, we do have a nice heavy piece of clothing right here. Are you so happy? Yep. Good stuff there, guys. Moving on, what do we have here? Oh yeah, I picked this one out. I definitely picked this one out. What does that remind you of? I picked that as a joke. No, at the end of the day, you do get things like this being accepted. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be appreciating that. Pablo, friend, I approve. I like it. Right, moving on. What do we have next? We have Professor Ishans. Well, as you can see, the engineer looks ever so dapper with his wonderful looking stylish clothing, the jacket, the overalls. How exquisite, how nice. Yep, very cool. And you can colour the ties. Then you go over to here, you have the Fur-Lined Frontiersman. So this is another group. And, cool, here we go. I have to be pretty quick with this because I'm already noticing I spent like 12 minutes looking at various cosmetics already. So, yep, tabby, helpful. You've made a very cool looking set right here. And then, oh, you got different styles. So you got one with like an overall like hood with the hat on. And then one of them, I can't tell much of the difference. And then one of them without a scarf. Cool. All right, awesome. So, as you can see here, comes in various different colours. If you choose to colour it, it does stand out quite nicely. And then you got like the jacket here. That looks nice. It does remind me of like the Red Dead type of clothing, so I think I noticed the reference. But then again, it could just be Wild West themed clothing in general. Don't mind Hedge, he's just being weird, don't worry. It's a normal thing, it's normal. Alright, cool. I think we got the general gist. And yeah, it's just the lid there. Alright, cool. So, good piece of work there, guys. Remember, you can actually go in the description yourself and look at these things yourself, so it's up to you. And like I said, if you happen to like anything you see, please consider showing your support. Please consider... Got a little piggy and you got a little chicken. So, yeah. If you happen to like what you see, show your support. Do you want a little piggy friend? So whenever you move, his whole body, like, moves with you. He'll be there at your side, blasting people, destroying them, yes. Helping you defend every point. So yeah, very nice piece of work, guys. Very nice. Then we have the likes of the party animal. A very lovely... I like the stain right there. His face is perfect. So yeah, here, go look at that. That right there, you know. I guess you could say it's office party themed. That works. Yes, Christmas office party. There we are. So I like it. Good stuff there, guys. Well done. And then we have some all-class things. Yes, so you should always expect all-class cosmetics. Usually, we tend to see them for the higher levels. You do usually get like an all-class blue, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see an all-class red. And I do have some pretty good potential cosmetics in a second to show you which could be them. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, the Rain Unicorn Pony Prancers would actually be probably a perfectly fine thing for a red grade. Yep. Now, when you run, do they squeak? Because I don't think everybody enjoys that. But yeah, you can appreciate this. It's very nice, very goofy. There was a whole set of them like you just saw a minute ago, but it's the Rain Unicorns that I think are going to be the ones that are, of course, going to be in line to potentially being picked for Christmas. So yes, get a good look at that. Good job, guys. Well done, well done. Now, if we go over to here, we got ourselves a very bloody Santa. I think this was supposed to be a little bit earlier, but hey, at the end of the day, it's very Santa-themed. Yeah, well, maybe he's just a crazy person. I'm pretty sure that's more likely going to be the answer. But yep, very cool, very cool. Very nice piece of work, guys. And then here we are. This is what I wouldn't be surprised to see being accepted. Like, perfectly fine pair of earmuffs with the big scarf. Perfect. Like, you can't go wrong with that. So, wouldn't be surprised if that potentially is going to be picked. Don't know if we can sit there and say if that's going to be an all class, it's a misc. Make it a misc unusual. Maybe we'll be happy. Ooh. But yeah, very nice, very cool. And then over to here, we have the likes of the Dapper Dickens, a piece of headwear. It's all class, and I'll be honest with you, wouldn't be surprised that that's potentially picked. Do you reckon that works as the red tier, do you reckon? Like I said, if you're not that confident in any of the things that you've seen, don't be surprised if they pick out some things that are made previously in previous years. So, whilst I've provided you many options in regards to what came out recently, don't rule out the possibility that something might be picked from years ago. But at the very least, with everything I showed off, if you happen to like it, please show your support and, consider commenting. Show some support to the people that produce these works. So, good stuff there, guys. Let's close this down and let's go take a look at war paints. Right, so, war paints. We didn't see them for Halloween. We did see them for the summer. Now, typically, we used to only ever see them like during either one of Halloween or Smissmas, but we've already had it in the summer. Guys, do you feel confident we potentially might still see war paints for Smissmas this year? I don't know. I know people still would like to see it happen, so I don't know. I get the feeling that because they said summer this year is going to have everything, they kind of had to have war paints. Maybe Halloween has the break, but then we get war paints back again next week for Smissmas. Fingers crossed, but at the very least, we've got some options here to share with you, so get a good look at all of this. We have the Tempered Serenade. Now, again, you should respect the idea that not everything's going to be aiming to be a red all-class. Well, not this. Red tier is what I meant to say. Elite grade is what I meant to say. Sorry, I'm still thinking I'm talking about hats. My brain don't work very good. But, yeah, this right here, perfectly fine for like a blue tier. Nothing wrong with that. If you aim for something like that, you might have a better chance of being accepted. And with that, I see nothing wrong. It feels like it's perfectly suited. And you might notice that we have all the tags sometimes. So you've got Halloween, Smissmas, Summer. Again, people will do that because if it's like a perfectly general theme type of war paint, Valve might still pick it. And usually they do. So we've seen that happen before. I remember last year, no, it was year before, we saw some very nice, it was called Cosmos. Yeah, Cosmos, a usual effect. It was made for this for Smissmas of 2021, I believe, but then it wasn't accepted, unfortunately. But then Valve accepted it for summer of 2022 cosmetic case, yeah. So they can be like that sometimes. All right, so let's move on. Let's not dawdle. So as you can see here, we also have the likes of the Frostbitten War Paint. Honestly, that feels like it's a much better fit for likes of Smissmas. A very nice, comfy looking colour style, the nice little sparkles and whatnot on the side. Yeah, it's nice, and I'm pretty sure, oh god, look at that, it's got blood all over it. But yeah, battle scarred items, battle scarred, this is what happens when I talk for a very long time. Battle scarred war paints do really bring out a very cool like style. It's a shame Counter-Strike never really went with that, but with TF2, they appreciate it, they like it, and I'm pretty sure you like it too, so get a good look at that. Do you want some blood splatter all over your heavily damaged weapon? Well, they provide it. Good stuff, guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be appreciating this, and I wouldn't be surprised if that gets picked. So let's now move on to the likes of Winter Royal, made by Aidan. Ooh, solo piece. I think you're the first solo person we've seen today. So, yep, they've made a nice dual colour scheme set right here. You can see all the nice little holly. That's very nice. Is it different on blue? No, it's the same thing. But yeah, I think that could work out perfectly fine as restricted. I think people would appreciate that. And if you do, please consider looking in the description and please consider showing your support. Consider voting yes is what I say. All right, sounds good. All right, next one, we have the likes of the Flame Forged. A straightforward design, nothing too crazy. But you know what? It's things like this that tend to get accepted as either a mil-spec, or did I call it mil-spec in this? We'll go with that. We'll go blue grade or purple grade. That's what I'll go with. So yeah. And you got a blue version. Oh, nice. Cool. Huh. Wait, what's this? So, what's this? 36%, 36%, 18%, 10%. Can you get different... Whoa. Can you get different types of colours? I'm not sure fully how that works, but if you're curious, consider looking around, read the comments. I've got to move on, so sorry. But, I can see they're up to something there, and if you're curious, look in the description. Right then. So, what else do we have here? We have the Feathered Friend War Paint. So, again, it's like a dual-coloured option. You can see it in game right there, nice and bright and red and nice and bright and blue. And let's go take a look at you. Right, yeah, okay, that's looking very nice. That's looking very good. All right, I think people wouldn't be mad at that. Again, it's not exactly super Christmas themed, but they're not that picky usually with the likes of war paint. So we shall see, but if anything, I would expect at the very least the higher tier war paints to be picked would be more Christmas themed. It's just we couldn't really find any. It's a little bit awkward. So Arctic Artifact. I mean, if you're going to call it Arctic, fine, that's nice. But yeah, it doesn't really have snowmen all over it or reindeers or whatever. I know you probably look at me and saying, do I really want that though? I know, but that's what usually Valve picks. For a more themed event. Halloween and Smissmas, yes, 100%. So I'm just pointing it out. So again, if you happen to like what you see here and whatnot, please consider showing your support for these guys. Please consider voting yes or no. You understand the whole spiel. Then we have the likes of this very cool Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis style war paint right here. That right there, gentlemen and ladies, looks ever so elegant. The nice neon turquoise green design, the ever so iridescent pinks and purples. Yes, that looks very, very nice. And I think a lot of people would greatly appreciate something like that. Yeah, they got many examples of what it looks like. They've also got the likes of the Battle Scarred comparisons there as well. Cool. Oh, I just noticed. So, is that like barbed wire? No, it's just normal scratch. Just a normal scratch. But yeah, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. And yeah, I can't guarantee we're definitely going to see war paints, but at the very least, just make sure you're prepared for it. Yeah. And with what we saw today, let's see if any of those potentially get picked. Like I said, if you like what you saw, look in the description of this video, consider voting, show your support. Also, consider offering a nice comment. Show some support, guys. Keep them motivated to want to keep producing very nice creative works in the future. Right, let's move on to taunts. So, with taunts, we're not going to get things that are heavily themed towards Christmas. That applies to Halloween. That applies, of course, to summer. Yes, we will see some potentially being perfectly themed towards the likes of Christmas and whatnot, but there's only so many. There's only so many. So, if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if this is where we see some works from the past, good few years ago, potentially being picked instead of some of the newer ones. I'm not hating, I'm just saying they do tend to at least pick something, geared more towards the likes of what the event is. I feel like I've said enough. You see this was actually submitted for Halloween, but, it's been updated recently, and now it's going for Smissmas. Hey, so let's just quickly showcase this. So this is the engineer, and he's at his little desk, typing away like a madman. So, yeah, it's a looping taunt. Very nice, cool. I think many people could respectfully appreciate that. It's not too crazy, but, yeah, what else would you expect? So, with the likes of individual solo taunts, when you're looking at them in terms of wanting to figure out what price you might want to offer for them, I will point this out. All class taunts do tend to perform a whole lot better. I'm talking in terms of unusual ones. That's definitely something you're going to have to be prepared for. And of course, with the likes of unusual fires. But the solo ones do tend to suffer pretty badly, especially during like towards the end. Like when they first come out, loads of people are very interested in them, but as time goes on, gradually more and more of them appear, the value goes down, and well, the solo ones are most likely going to suffer the worst. The all-class ones tend to be appreciated. They tend to retain their value. That's for all of you people thinking about this in regards to the buy orders and simply just wanting to put down a decent price, because you might not be able to offer a lot, but you know, you get the idea. You understand. You get it. Awesome. Right then. So we then have the likes of the Texan Breakfast. Again, looping taunt. Perfectly straightforward. Lots of people support. You know, I didn't point that out for this one. Lots of people. Oh, it's just 2 here. Well, there's lots of people here. Yeah. But let's go back. Let's go back a fair bit. It's a very straightforward bit. So, yep, you got the engineer. He's sitting down. He's cooking his breakfast, getting a good look around. He's smiling. He's happy. And yeah, that's it. That's basically it. So if you like breakfast, well, you know what to do. Please consider voting yes or no. Then you have the likes of the goofy little spy taunt here. Ta-da! It just says bang. So he doesn't actually shoot. It's just a little joke. It's just a little joke. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like that. Good job, guys. Moving on, we have the likes of this. Oh, we got the sound on. Whoops. Right, so we already have like a mini. I like to call it kart racing gimmick. We already have the motorcycle one, don't we, for Pyro? But I wouldn't be surprised if we also see potentially something like this being accepted. So, does every single class now have their own special moving taunt? I think so. Because, you know, where are the modders? Why do we not have our TF2 kart modded game yet? I'm just saying, come on now. You got the likes of, well, what do we have recently? Heavy in his car. You got the motorcycle Pyro. You got Scout with his skateboard. Come on, you got Soldier with his tank. You got Spiner's box. Like, come on, someone out there surely can produce a very stupid-looking TF2 kart game. Someone out there, surely, but we're not going to dawdle. Let's move on. So, good job, guys. If you like it, please consider showing your support. Then with the likes of, you know what? I do sit here and say this is very Christmas themed, but it's a case of, you know, when you're much younger and you get a brand new console or a brand new game and you just want to immediately play it right there and then. Yeah, like, you probably woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning just so you could get all the new presents that you got and open them all up and make a huge mess. So I can understand this theme and I could see it probably working. Does it fit the TF2 theme based on the period of time this game takes place? I don't even know. But at the end of the day, I think we're long past like respecting that type of stuff. So in terms of a very nice, unique, cool idea, I like it. And I can see many people liking that as well. So if you happen to like it, please consider showing your support. Look in the description right now. You'll see links to everything that we've talked about. And you can hop into this and consider showing your support by voting yes. Best of luck to you guys. Next up, with the likes of an actual proper, I guess you could say, Christmas-themed taunt, you have Spy, and he hides in a snowman. So he'll move around, he'll bob his head out if he wants, and you can make his arms pop out as well. Yeah, there you go. And then he can just pop out like that. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably the most Christmassy-themed taunt that I've seen being produced recently. So, again, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you guys, and honestly, this is really good. I really wish she did more of a pop-up jump scare type of thing, but you know, maybe it's more fitting for the character. So yeah, those are all the taunts that we've seen recently. It wasn't every single one of them, but I couldn't show everything. It was just to get a good idea of like what's potentially out there. So I would expect at least 3 taunts being accepted. But then again, you know, with the summer update this year becoming a proper holiday-sized update, maybe we don't get taunts for this one. Like, maybe something else gets put aside. Because, like I said, we didn't get war paints for Halloween. Maybe we do for Christmas, Smissmas, but maybe we don't see taunts and taunt effects. Who knows? I doubt it, but yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, why would Valve say no? It's free money. All right, moving on. So we just looked at taunts. What about taunt effects? Well, we've got a good batch to showcase over to you right here, right now. So we do have some very nice Christmassy themed taunt effects. Now, if we just get a good proper look at this, you can see a very nice swirling aquatic harmony. And it comes in 2 different colours based on what team you're on. So very nice. Very cool. All right, so Next up, we have the likes of the Arctic Radiance. Let's get a good look at this. So, swells all around you, very nice and bright. Comes in 2 colours. You've got a very nice fiery orange, and then you've got a very nice cool, calming, light blue and purple. That looks very pretty, doesn't it? So, remember what I've said many times already, and I'm very sorry if I've said it too much, but I've got to keep saying it. If you like the things that we're showing to you, please consider, look in the description of this video right now, hop into these specific pages because they will all be linked there, and consider showing your support for them. As you can see here, there's also a green version. I guess that's the default version. So, good stuff there, guys. Next up, we have the likes of the Hailstorm, so more, winter themed, and wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if something like this is accepted. So, don't be surprised. Yeah, cool. That's nice. Straightforward, but, that's all it needs to be. And when you move, it does follow, it does follow you. So that does work. That's cool. And if you like it, show some support for these guys. Know what to do. Next up, what do we have? We have the Breath of Winter. Swirls around like a magical Christmas miracle. But yeah, we do tend to see a lot of effects like this. But I guess there's only so much you can really do. At the end of the day, does it look bad? No. Very nice. Very noticeable as well. So, very cool. Good job, guys. If you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no. And then we have, again, it's another swell. It's always swells. But again, at least it goes all over the place. Whoa. So you got snowflakes all, popping up. The powder snow's all everywhere. And apparently I'm getting suggested some very stupid things on YouTube. Very cool, very cool. So, yeah. That was all the Taunt effects. Now, it wasn't every single one of them. If you want to go ahead and look for the likes of Taunts and unusual Taunt effects, well, if you go over to here, so you can see we've got Smissmas. If you go to unusual effect, you're going to see all the unusual effects, but you're also going to see hat unusual effects. You also need to click Taunt. So there you go. Here's Taunt, and that will show you all of the Taunt effects. Very nice. But if you just want to see the taunts themselves, not taunt effects, turn off the unusual effect. But you probably, you're still going to see the taunt effects as well. So, because, with the tags, taunt, you understand. Okay, so, that's how you look for it. Now, we're going to want to go ahead now and take a look at all of the unusual hat effects, aren't we? So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn off taunt, and we're now going to go over to, so we've got Smissmas, we're going to go to unusual effect, but we're also going to do headgear. Now, you can do just headgear, or you can remove it, because I'm not sure of every single normal effect. Why is he still there? Remember. Oh, no, it's most recent. There's no way you're recent. All right, so I get the feeling if you do headgear, it kind of actually restricts too much. So if I remove that, we're just going to have to go through these. You can tell that's for the hat. You can tell that's for the hat. You can tell that's for the hat. What the hell's going on with you? What happened to your head? What is that? Well, there's the ice cube. It wasn't something I was suggesting, but I just saw it now. So. But yeah, my things aren't suggestions. They're just examples. So let's go take a look at unusual hat effects. First up, we have Glebotron and Opera Bay's Ethereal Elegance. Now, listen, I'm going to be very straightforward with this. Is this like a god tier effect? No, not really. No. But you shouldn't expect every single effect to be absolutely amazing. I mean, go take a look at the past 2 years' effects. I'm joking. But, some effects, right? Some effects are going to be, lower tier. Valve doesn't want you to always succeed when you open an unusual effect on a hat. So, just keep in mind, you're going to have some lower tier effects, you're going to have some mid tier effects, and maybe you'll have maybe potentially 1 or 2 standout effects. But at the very least, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they're heavily Christmas themed. We've seen many effects over the past years where it's been what did we have? We had the Christmas tree effect. Are you going to want to use that during the summer? No, probably not. So, but again, because this is Smissmas, they want it to be more themed towards winter and, of course, Christmas. So you're very likely going to see things like that. There's also the Christmas lights one and whatnot. I'm not hating, but just don't be surprised if they're going to be accepted. It's supposed to be themed towards the likes of Christmas and whatnot. So yeah, cool, understood. Very nice, straightforward design. I wouldn't be upset with it. You've done a perfectly fine job, and if you like what you see here, please consider showing your support. I'll make sure that's the last time I mention that for the unusual effects. Okay, cool. Next up, we have the likes of a big fat moon effect. Now, by default, I've made this joke a lot. If you just make a moon effect, everybody will just appreciate it as a god tier effect. No, I'm joking. But, like, that's looking very nice and stand out. Now, is this HD? Yes, it is. Well, okay, that's going to have to work. So, the moon isn't super huge, but there's definitely, like, a big, I guess you could say, canvas. Because you can see, like, the cold... what would you call that? Cold gas kind of swirling around it and whatnot. It does, it is noticeable. It's very noticeable. What do you reckon? Do you like what you see there? Are you a fan? Because as you can see, there are different versions. If I skip ahead, I think we've got a third one to look at in a second. There you go. Much more standout right there. So, yeah. Do you like what you see? Are you a fan? Please consider doing the thing that I said I wouldn't do immediately in the next one. Sorry. But, it's there. So, look at the description. You know what to do. Then we have something we've been seeing a lot more of over the past 2 or so years. We've been seeing more effects that stand out more to the sides. Now, earlier... Oh, what was Boss Baby doing there? YouTube's really weird. It is. Yes, anyway. So, earlier this year, for the Halloween, we had the likes of the devil horns and whatnot. And that looked really cool. The tail on the back. And, previously, for previous years, we've had the likes of, antlers, we've had big horns and whatnot. This is more of a recent thing, or at the very least Valve's been open to accepting it, so I'm not surprised to see more attempts with interesting designs like this. And yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I like the animation, it looks quite nice. Will it be accepted? I don't know. I'm sorry to say, but at the very least you can actually show your support, you know what to do. So don't be surprised if something like that gets picked out. Will it be this? Who knows? Will it be something that came out or was made 2 or 3 years ago instead? I wouldn't also be surprised as well. Let's move on. Next up, we have the likes of the North Star. Again, not something that's trying to change the world and be super duper crazily insane, but again, more specifically towards the likes of Christmas, the North Star. I mean, it's not too hard. Why is there a monk? I don't know. But yeah. That seems like a perfectly fine Smissmas effect. Wouldn't be surprised if something like that gets accepted. So I'm sure you can understand. It's themed around Christmas. Should be fine. You get the idea. All cool. Then you got the likes of this cozy candlelight. Again, exact same thing. I like the appearance of it, but yeah. If it had the candle below it as well, I think that would be a very good addition to it. But it's just the theme of the flame, so maybe it might work out all well, maybe it might not, but yeah. Either way, nice stuff there, Mr. Orange. Next, this one. We do have this cool looking Aurora Starling. Now, this was actually produced earlier this year. This was my point where I was going to sit here and say, this is where you should consider that things made probably not specifically for Smissmas could actually end up being picked anyway. Now, it says Smissmas here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was originally for the summer. Wasn't picked for the summer, so they changed it to Halloween. Wasn't picked for Halloween, so they changed it for the Smissmas. Again, that's totally fine. You could just have all the tags. You don't have to change it, but either way, it's cool. I think people would appreciate it. Do you like it? You know what to do. And we can go take a look. Don't make noise. All right, cool. There we are. And yeah, it's got a lot of nice movement. It's going to take a while for the HD to kick in. HD, kick in now. I think that's good enough. So yeah, you can see that perfectly fine. Aurora Starling. Very nice. Very cool. I like the turns. That's nice. And then we should move on to the green one. So let's go snap ahead to there. There we are. There's the green one. Stands out ever so nice. I think people would like that. I think you've made a very cool looking effect right there. But we do have to move on. I'm sorry. So then with the likes of Active Singularity, and it's got noise. Damn it. Sorry. My apologies. There we are. Seems perfectly reasonable. Mid-tier, probably. Yeah. All right, so very nice. Good job there, Fox McCloud. Consider voting. And then we have the likes of perfectly, not too crazy, but straightforward design, which is, of course, very winter-themed. I like the sparkles. Stands out quite nicely. There you go. So that right there is the Radiant Glow. It does come in various different colours. So if I skip it to here, you've got a more red theme one, and over to here you've got the blue theme one. So you can see that, and again, if you just look in the description, blah, 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 you understand it's all there. We've gone through that, haven't we? So yeah, that was a nice batch of content just to provide you as an example. You need to go here yourself and look around yourself. Now, remember what I said, you probably do want to make sure you're looking at most recent rather than most popular. If you go to most popular, you'll probably find a whole bunch of things that came out years ago. And at the end of the day, again, wouldn't be surprised if we do see some things being picked out. But with what I just said, it doesn't just apply to unusual effects, it applies to everything. Everything. So go look around, show your support, get a good idea of all the content, and when when the new things do get picked, when the actual update comes out, we looked at the accepted section, you might already be familiar with it, and you can also figure out right now what prices you would probably offer for those things. You do have to keep in mind, for the cosmetics and whatnot, are they single class, multi-class, or all class? Because of course multi-class and all class would have more usage, therefore there'd be more value to it, so that would mean you offer a fair bit more. And of course, if there were to be unusuals for the hats and whatnot, if the hats are going to be unusual, if it's all class, there'll be more value there as well. You get the idea. You understand the process. I've gone through this many times. You should know by now. So we've talked for about 40 minutes. Oh God, sorry about that. But yeah, it's Christmas. It's TF2. What else is there to say? I'm not sure if I'll go through the same process like I did this year, talking about the likes of summer and Halloween, and of course Christmas now. But just keep in mind, with a new batch of limited time unusual effects, this is where we do see the likes of some of the cases getting a lot of demand again. So of course we just had Halloween, and we did see the likes of Tough Break case. It did go up a fair bit for a while, and then it didn't. Then it went down, and it has gone down pretty hard. Not insanely, but as expected, during the likes of November, this would go down in price. Here we are, it's now down to 46 cents. And if you look just a good month or so ago, it was pretty high up, but now it is in fact down. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So basically, could it climb back up again? Yes, wouldn't be surprised. So if you look at last year, for example, let's just go over to here. The exact same process basically played out. We had Halloween. Then, Halloween disappeared. November time, the case goes down. But what happened at the very beginning of December? Smissmas came out, shoots back up again. Did it go up in price insanely? Not really. But if we do happen to potentially see a god tier, fingers crossed, please, God, please, we will see the value of this go up by a lot. Yes, a lot. But hopefully it happens. Hopefully. At the very least, right? At the very least, if it does, if we don't really get that much interesting things, the case will go down in price. But as you can see here, from like the end of January, whilst it was very cheap, it will eventually just keep rising in price. For likes of the summer and of course Halloween all over again. So Tough Break cases are a very good investment if you buy at the right time. All right, understood? Got it all clear? So thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Once again, thank you very much to Trakmer for helping provide a whole bunch of links for me as well. I looked around. I got a good idea of some things that I thought you might be interested in. Like I said, I could only show so much. I hoped I could do it in a reasonable amount of time. I didn't really, but at the very least, make sure you do show some support for all the content creators, the skin creators, the hat creators, the unusual effect creators, the artists. Yeah, so that's also very helpful. And to anyone who had their content shown, feel free to comment as well. I had to be quick. So if I didn't show it that long, my apologies. But like I said, I did tell many people to go look themselves. So at least there's links. So with that, I think we're all done. Keep an eye out next week. It should be coming out. I don't think it's going to change the world in terms of, are we going to get some insane content? I think we still get a V-script thing. That would be nice. That would be interesting, but oh well. So with that, again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And prepare yourselves. Make sure you got enough money to work with the likes of doing buy orders or, simply buying hats and whatnot. And it's just a waiting game now. It's just a waiting game. Who knows how much longer, but like I said, it'll probably be... it's definitely not going to be the weekend. It could be the 1st of December. Oh, imagine that. But yeah, it'll probably be either the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th of December. That would be my pick, my suggestion. So, all good. Catch you later. See you. Goodbye.